And here is Ben Townley coming back from injury, of course, with high hopes for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team. Broc Hepler on a roll with a couple of wins in a row and podiums ever since he came back from being injured. And David Pingree, we're getting ready to go racing. Welcome back to the booth. Mike Alessi and Ryan Villopoto, the big stories.
That's right. Alessi's really got a lot on his shoulders today. He's had a lot of stress leading up to this race, and I think everybody keeps bringing up what happened last year with he and Ivan Tedesco. Obviously it was a bad experience for him. He's tried to put it behind him, but it's hard to kind of just sweep something like that under the rug. So he's going to have to deal with that for a while. And the best thing he can do today is just go out and ride a clean race.
There's the starting gate. There's Ryan Villopoto, who gets on the gas and dumps the clutch. Off they go to turn number 1. The land rush is underway here at Glen Helen. And on the inside with a great start. Let's see who picked up the whole shot here. Big outside run there, but out in front it is still Mike Alessi. Alessi with the KTM, and we've gotten used to seeing him get whole shots earlier this season. That hasn't been the case lately, but once he gets out in front like this, he is trouble. And it looks like Mike Alessi is determined to bring back the Mike Alessi of the early part of the season and lead this thing.
He works good under pressure like this. He knows he's got to come out and win this race. That's all he can do. So, you know, he knows he needs to get the whole shot and just check out. And he's done that now. Let's see if he can kind of run away with the rest of this moto.
Josh Grant running in second position. Andrew McFarland from the Boost Mobile Yamaha Troy team in third. There is Grant on the Honda from the Sobe No Fear team. And Josh Grant, this youngster, has also been very impressive this season. Pretty consistent, has led races, not a factor in the championship. There are 2 of the Yamaha Troy riders, McFarland and Metcalf, both 2 Australian riders on that team.
All these riders talk about how fast this track is this year. A tight section just past the finish line where they get into some tight S turns, but most of this track wide open, up and down hills. They don't slow it down much. There's big drop-offs, big jumps. You see right here, it goes into a new section. They come out of, normally the track would go straight into the old Budds Creek section, they called it. Here it comes up a big triple step up. You'll see the 450 guys jumping all the way up that later. Into another step up and into what is a completely separate track, usually called the REM track over here. And they've added that on. The lap times are super long this year. You see Villopoto finally coming into the picture. He did not get the start he was hoping.
Well, that is a little bit typical too, but what he does typically do to make up for that is start passing people, as he has just done there on the number 47, Sean Collier, fast man in practice here at Glen Helen. So Ryan Villopoto on the move towards the front. His principal rival for the championship, Mike Alessi, is the leader in this race. So we've got the kind of drama that I guess as a fan we would like to see. Championship points leader sitting way behind quite a few riders. And if Mike Alessi in fact wins this moto, Villopoto has to finish second in order to clinch the championship here in moto number 1. So he's got a long way to go.
That's right. With a 29-point lead, he's got to finish within 4 of Alessi. So he's got his work cut out for him for sure. But you know, we've seen him do this all year long. Just come from the back and cut his way to the front. And just when you think, man, I don't know if he's going to close that much time on Alessi.
Fellow Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider there, Ben Townley working hard on 3rd place. McFarland, Josh Grant just ahead of the 2 of them. This is good racing here. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th places all running right together.
Remember, Townley was back at Redbud after a knee injury earlier in the year. Did 1 race, went home, crashed on his shoulder, separated his shoulder. Was originally going to sit out the rest of the year, but was feeling good and said, you know what, hey, I'm going to come back and at least do this final round at Glen Helen.
Well, he's showing himself very well here in the early going. Ben Townley running up in the top 5. His teammate Ryan Villopoto working now on Matt Walker of the Yamaha Troy. No, that's Matt Walker on 122. Ahead of him is Metcalf, and ahead of Metcalf is McFarland. So there are all 3 of the Yamaha Troy riders in the top 7 or 8 in this race.
Townley, of course, still living down in Tallahassee, Florida, training with Carmichael and his trainer, Alden Baker. See how his fitness is coming along. It's hard when you've got an injury to continue to train. I mean, he can't get on a road bike and go do their program with him because he can't bear weight on that shoulder. So maybe he's been doing some running, but you know, he can't stay on a normal program that he would be on. So I would have to say he's got to be a little off fitness-wise for this race, but he's a tough kid. We'll see if he can get through 40 minutes.
Well, in the early going here, he's certainly using the speed that he has to show well as we continue to watch this battle just inside the top 10. And Townley is in front of us. Ryan Villopoto making up spots. He already passed the 47. We saw that earlier. Sean Collier here. He makes a move for another position. And Villopoto is now up into 6th place, heading towards the front.
This is Nathan Ramsey's last ride on a Lites bike. He's going to be moving into the Supercross and Motocross class next year as a member of Chad Reed's team.
Look at the pass on Ramsey.
You see Villopoto's on the inside here. Ramsey swings around the outside, and Villopoto just sets him up so nice. He goes from the outside, cuts straight across the inside of him, and blocks his line. There's nothing Nathan can do. But he doesn't. I like that Ryan does it clean too. He doesn't drift all the way out into his line and hit his front wheel. He leaves him some room. Still gets the pass made.
Out front, it's Mike Alessi with Josh Grant running in 2nd position and Ben Townley 3rd. The Giant RV Glen Helen National here to finish up the 2006 AMA Toyota Motocross Championship. Mike Alessi is your leader. Ryan Villopoto heading towards the front though, getting it done in the way we've got used to seeing him. Making up positions late in the race and looking really good.
You see him just clear that triple step up right there. There's not a lot of guys, light riders, jumping that. And it seems a little odd to me that he's pushing so hard. I mean, I know he wants to get the second, wrap this up the first moto, but if he DNFs and doesn't make any points, then this thing gets really close. So I'm sure the Kawasaki Pro Circuit mechanics are trying to calm him down, say, hey, take it easy here, but he's a young kid, man. He wants to win. See it, he's pitted, he's not holding anything back.
His body language, and here's another look at it, is in full attack mode here. Ryan Villopoto working on the number 1, 2, 4, Andrew McFarland. Puts McFarland down a position, and as if he wasn't even there, just keeps on heading. He's already looking for the next guy in front of him.
He actually rode around the outside of McFarland. You see McFarland look over at him like, who are you? Where did you just come from? And he just rode around the outside of him.
Here comes Ben Townley, his teammate on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki squad there, the 101 Townley. There's another sitting duck here. The way Ryan Villopoto is riding, Townley doesn't have a chance. He's getting closer. There it goes around. Looked like he was going to go the inside. Instead, he takes the big bold turn around the outside. He's going to get to the left-hander first. Yes, he does. Walks the line on the exit, and he just like that picks up another spot. Boy, this kid is on fire.
Oh, he's ridiculous. You see him really kind of humping these hills, trying to keep their back tire on the ground. Anytime they come off the ground up these hills, they're losing drive, and especially when you're going uphill, you'll slow down a lot and lose a lot of momentum. So you'll see these guys even up this big hill right here, Mount St. Helens. Oh, and Grant made a mistake.
Yep, Josh Grant stalled it out just a little bit there, lost a great deal of momentum in that turn, and just like that, Ryan Villopoto drag races him up the hill. Can't quite get the pass made, and now all three of them are right together. Look at him going down the hill, throwing dirt all over the spectators. Yeah, the cheap seats are just as good as the expensive ones here in Glen Helen. Josh Grant fighting him awful hard now. Villopoto having a little bit of difficulty. Keeps Townley close. Here comes Ryan Villopoto taking a big wide line here, cuts it back on the inside. Grant riding very calm in spite of this heavy attack. And here he goes up the hill. Ryan Villopoto into 2nd position, just like that. And now he's in the spot that could clinch this championship here in the first moto.
Now, you got to wonder now if he'll settle down and take it easy. You know, you always hear that story of Rick Johnson, who was in a position to clinch his championship back in Colorado in the 80s and pushed a little too hard to try to win the moto. Ended up blowing his wheel out and losing the championship. He's still jumping this uphill triple, so maybe he doesn't know. He needs to settle down. I'm sure these guys have talked all week long. Hey, all you need is to finish behind Alessi. As long as there's no one between the two of you, you're fine. You can see Alessi coming down the hill right there, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Well, the mechanics, if they're trying to signal Ryan Villopoto, are probably just over there. They can't even watch. They're probably looking away from the racetrack right now and holding the signal board out over the fence with their eyes closed because, you know, they're going to be a lot more nervous than he is. Clearly, he is comfortable and in this attack mode that he's got going on as we drop back a little bit. Watch some action a little bit deeper in the field here as there is Broc Hepler, who we're used to seeing him way out in front. He's just barely knocking on the door of the top 10 here on the number 60 Makita Suzuki. Teammate bike in the Lites class here to, of course, Ricky Carmichael running Motocross.
And the Hulk has always had troubles here at Glen Helen. He's never really had a good finish. You go back and look at his statistics. He's struggled here, always has. And today, didn't get the best of starts. It doesn't look like he's moving forward as fast as he'd like to. So I think he just struggles with this type of soil and this kind of track.
I was going to say, is there a particular reason why Broc Hepler is not that good? Is We take a look at leader Mike Alessi. Ryan Villopoto is all over it. He was going uphill and Alessi down just a few minutes ago. Now they're in the same stretch, and Alessi has got problems. The way Villopoto's going, he's going to be right there in a moment.
Well, this, that can happen unless he gets out front. He sort of gets in a mode where he's just cruising. Where Villopoto was in the back, he kind of got frantic. He knew he had to move forward, so his pace was quick. He was frantic a little bit, and now he's just continuing with that pace. It's comfortable to him. Unless he was out front cruising, now he sees Villopoto coming. He's got to try to pick up his pace, and it's difficult to do.
Metcalf and McFarland, teammates going after each other pretty hard here. The two Australians on this Yamaha toy squad, and it's going to be Metcalf getting the best of it, coming through the inside there, putting McFarland back a spot. Makes a little mistake, and McFarland's able to recover, come up alongside again, but still Metcalf in front. 1, 2, 3. And McFarland goes by, and the next left-hander there up the hill. Good battle between the teammates. Mike Alessi, Ryan Villopoto in the same frame now.
Now, does this make you nervous? I'm guessing Mitch Payton's hair is getting tall at this point because, he knows that Mike can get a little crazy sometimes when it's a battle like this. If Ryan gets up there and starts racing with him, what happens? Who knows? Does Mikey bump him? What happens? I don't know.
Listen to the crowd coming alive here at Glen Helen. So maybe Mitch Payton's hairdo's getting a little bit like yours, is what you're telling me? Here comes Alessi, Villopoto, and the crowd going crazy here at Glen Helen.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's picking up at least a second or two, I would say, every lap by jumping that, but he's also taking a risk. If he comes down, comes up a little short, lands on a rock, but you can see all the boulders underneath there. Everybody's running handguards, they're running loose tubes. A lot of the teams, because of that rocky section, he gets a pitch flat. Then like I said, Mike's picking up 15, 20 points, maybe more if Ryan can't finish. I don't know. It's a risky move.
Well, then you know who wins? The fans win, because it would be even closer in Moto number 2 if that goes on. But right now, it doesn't get any better than this. Battle for the lead, battle for the championship. It's all the same thing here at Glen Helen. Final round of the 2006 outdoor motocross season.
This is creepy. We're coming into the turn last year where Mike and Ivan Tedesco came together. It would be right here. It was a 90-degree turn, not a 180 like it is now, but we still have the same type of drama going on right there if they came together.
Well, Villopoto now appears to have gotten a little more patient as he's gotten close to Alessi. Now he's just sizing him up, making sure he's watching carefully to see what Mike Alessi might do and just where on the course he could make one pass and make it stick.
Well, they both know he's just made up 15 seconds in the last 3 laps, so he's obviously got a much quicker pace than Mike, and we'll see. I don't think Mike's going to do anything stupid here, but you never know. You get in a race situation like this, Mike knows he's got to beat him if he's got wants to have any chance. So what happens?
Well, Mike Alessi has picked up his pace, or Ryan Villopoto has backed it off just a little bit. The jury's still out on which of those two scenarios is more accurate. In any case, they're side by side. Villopoto edges out in front just for a moment, throws a wheel at Alessi. Not much, but just enough to say, okay, I'm here, and now I'm in front of you. And now, if it stays like this, I'm the 2006 Toyota Motocross champion. Back at Glen Helen Raceway, the giant RV Glen Helen National to finish up the AMA Toyota Motocross Championship for 2006. Ryan Villopoto, Moto number 1, gets the white flag, final lap. He stalked Mike Alessi for probably half a lap after catching him from nearly a dozen or more seconds back. And there's Mike Alessi now running in second position. And maybe a little bit of resignation in his body language. I tried, I just couldn't get it done. Here's another look at the pass.
At this point, Mike's got to be thinking, man, I'm over it. He just reeled me in from so far. And you see here, Mike, he's got to go inside to block that line. Ryan just carries a little momentum around the turn, which gives him more momentum up the hill, and he jumps right up alongside him. And surprising here, he looks over at him. He kind of goes into him to block his line. He was making that pass definitive, and he wanted Mike to know, hey, I just caught you, I'm passing you, and I'm going to leave you right now. So he definitely put a period on the end of that.
Make no mistake about it, that was a definitive move, no question. Now, over flags being given to the number 755 there, Yohei Kojima from Japan.
I really think that this moto speaks volumes about Ryan Villopoto's will to win and his heart and determination. I mean, this kid did not need to win this moto. I think a lot of people would have gotten into second and said, okay, I'm just going to wrap the championship up this moto. I can come out and race the next moto, still get the overall. You know, he just doesn't function like that. It's like he's jumping this triple all moto long that he didn't need to do. He's finally settling that down. Thank you, Mike. But you know, he caught Mike from so far back, passed him, pulled away. He's got a huge lead already. I mean, he just didn't have to do that. So what makes a guy think differently? I just don't know. Like that's the quality of a champion.
He's got the go-for-it attitude, no question, and he seems to be comfortable just having fun out there, doing what he does best, doing what he likes to do. Now he's starting to give a few of those Alessi-like one-hand signals to the crowd, to his mechanics, to his fans and friends perhaps who have made the trip, hoping to see him clinch this championship in the final round of the season. And they could be getting their wish right here in Moto number 1 as Ryan Villopoto is out in front of Mike Alessi, and that will do the job of taking this championship title in 2006. Still got about a half lap to go here at Glen Helen to finish it up. Maybe a quarter lap at this point, but looks very comfortable.
He and his trainer, Randy Lawrence, had a stressful week. Ryan crashed in practice on Wednesday really hard, kind of knocked himself silly a little bit, cut his face open. You see he's got a big sore on his lip. I thought it was a cold sore from the stress, but no, I crashed and cut my lip open on my helmet. But you know, they kind of regrouped, sat down and said, man, look, you got to come out and ride like a champion this weekend. And he did it. There he is.
There it is, the checkered flag. It's official. Ryan Villopoto has won the moto, and the congratulations are coming to him because he has also won the 2006 AMA Motocross Lites Championship, and the team is right there to celebrate. Well, if Mitch Payton's hair was up, it's probably settling down a little bit now. Congratulations. Moto number 1 is in the books, and the championship has been decided here at Glen Helen Raceway in San Bernardino, California. It has gone to Ryan Villopoto. Aaron Bates standing by with his mechanic.
John Mitchell, the mechanic you want to have on your team. John, it might just be true you're the only mechanic to get back-to-back wins with different riders. How do you make it all happen?
You got to have a good team behind you. You can't do it without your teammates and all the other mechanics on our team helping me out when I get a little bit behind. With my practice bike, you know, I concentrate on my race bike, and if it wasn't for those guys, you know, you can't do it by yourself.
What's it like when you have a team, you've got a rider out there that's a rookie taking a championship opposed to a veteran?
Oh man, it feels awesome. I'm so happy for Ryan right now, and the kid's all smiles right now, and that's the best feeling ever.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Our congratulations as well to John and to Ryan as we take a look at our Suzuki Moto results here. Villopoto, Alessi, Ben Townley finishing in 3rd spot. Lost a little bit in the great championship race between Alessi and Townley from New Zealand, our 3rd place finisher, and he's with Aaron Bates.
You stated yesterday how much you enjoy riding this track. What is it about this track that you like so much?
It's just, it's like being back home in my hometown. Actually, the dirt's pretty similar and that, so it's awesome. It's flying. The downhills, TV doesn't do it justice at all. It's unreal. I mean, for my first time riding here as a national, it's amazing.
Well, it was a short-lived season, but it's great to see you back.
Thanks.
The championship hopes have come to an end for Mike Alessi. Mike, at the beginning of the season, you came out swinging. What went on?
I don't know. You know, I mean, you know, like you said, I started out great. And, you know, there was definitely some ups and downs during the season, but it's been a good season. You know, 2nd overall in the championship, nothing to complain about. You know, Ryan just had a great race out there, and I had the whole shot, and he caught me. He was just going faster. That's all I can say. I mean, great season, 2nd overall, nothing to complain about.
Well, Racer X whole shot indeed went to Mike Alessi. He can take some consolation and a few bucks home from Racer X. Getting the inside line there to the white stripe. Boom. Mike Alessi, our whole shot winner. Here's Villopoto, our winner.
I get to be the first to introduce the 2006 MX Lites champion, and to present the #1 plate to do the honors, AMA Series manager Steve Whitelaw.
Hey, Ryan Villopoto. I know I'm going to hand you a lot more of these #1 plates through your career, but here's the first one, and I'm really proud to hand it to you. Good job today, and many more. Thanks a lot, bud.
Ryan, it was a season like no other, but your rookie season coming in here, what means more to you? Winning this championship, you've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. Does it mean more beating your arch amateur rival or coming out here and taking the win on your rookie season?
Yeah, you know, we always work, or everybody works for a national title, and you know, I'm lucky enough to get it, you know, my first year.
Now, you knew you had it dialed as long as you stayed in second place, but yet you still decided to go for it and take that win. Why the decision to take over that win? Was there any point where you're a little bit hesitant, especially with deja vu of what happened here last year?
Yeah, that was that was kind of going through my head a little bit, but then I started thinking about if I stayed in second, if I was going to win or not, and I just kind of looked at the pit board and really didn't see nothing on it, so I went for it and just went for the win, you know, and I thought that's what I had to do. So, you know, it worked out, so I got a moto win, and hopefully we can come back this next race and do it again.
Congratulations on a well-deserved championship.
And our congratulations as well to Ryan Villopoto. That #1 plate says it all.